for the smart talk. Да, мы не можем. Zoe, I would recommend you come introduce yourself and tell us why do you want to have this talk with us before you start. Is that okay? Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Hello, my name is Zoe, and I want to have this talk with you because it's what I believe in, and I'd like to share it with you all. Okay. So my topic is going to be about dreams. I'm pretty sure all of us have or once have had a dream. And all of us should have a dream because it relates to what we want to do with our lives and how we want to spend our lives. And pretty much it's like the purpose of our existence. What we want to do with our lives is what we're going to do to give our lives purpose. And I'd like to start showing you a video, just in case some of you are still a little bit unsure about your dream or your goals in life. This video might help a few of you.
Do college a better way. Go to getondown.org/cow to get a free quote. Does anything make you feel quite as vulnerable as someone asking you this question?
Well, son, I have a question for you. What are you gonna do with your life?
Don't you hate that question? What are you supposed to say? I mean, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how to get this tweet down to 140 characters. You expect me to plan for my life? But deep down, the reason we hate this question so much is because we don't really know what the heck we're doing. We're just drifting through life, checking our phones, waiting for things to happen to us. Hopefully good things, like a good job, a good date, good luck, and hopefully not bad things. You know, like dying. We just kind of float along and hope things work out. We don't take charge of our lives because, well, that's scary. See, if I were to try and take charge of my life and make some things happen, I might fail. And if I fail, I'll be proving to myself something that I've always suspected but I don't really know for sure. And that's that I'm a loser. Wow. So, when someone asks, what are you gonna do with your life? It's a loaded question, but life sort of has a way of forcing your hand, doesn't it? See, there's two times in your life where you start to, freak out about everything and you have an existential crisis. Two times that I know of, at least. There may be more to come. I don't know myself. The first time is when you're getting ready to graduate from high school and there's all this pressure to know exactly what you want to do in college.
You need to know right now what you want to go tens of thousands of dollars into debt to study.
I don't know, Dad. I'm scared. That seems like a bad plan. The second time you start to freak out is in your mid-20s when your brain stops developing. Anybody whose brain has stopped developing knows exactly what I'm talking about. There is a moment when you realize, wow, I've probably lived a third of my life. What have I accomplished? What am I even doing? And you start to freak out. I should have figured this out a long time ago. I've wasted so many years with World of Warcraft. I say all of this to say, whatever age you are, whether you're a teenager or you're 30. Oh, by the way, guys, I have poison ivy. That's why I have all these bandages on me, okay? Whatever age you are, it's time to start figuring this stuff out. Because, yeah, whatever you decide you want to do, you're probably going to fail at it. A lot. So you should probably get started, as soon as possible so that you can get, through the failing period. And when you fail, that doesn't make you a loser. What makes you a loser is failing and then saying this. Oh, well, it was a good run. I guess I'm giving up on the dream. So don't be dissuaded from trying something because you think you're not going to be good at it. Of course you're not going to be good at it. That's why you've got to do it. Duh. Okay, but how do I determine what I should be spending my time practicing? I'm just going to be watching Netflix over here until further notice. Look, I know when you're young, there's all this pressure on you to pick something, pick a job, and then you go into debt to learn about it. Because that's a great way to start your life. So I don't want to add to that pressure, okay? I want to make this easier for you. So there are 3 questions you should ask yourself when you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. Okay, you got a pen? Here you go. Question 1. What am I really good at?
Okay, so I'm gonna stay here. If you have any writing,
You need light?
no. Okay, I'd like you to at least think about these actual questions, not just watch the video, but think about the questions. And if you want, you can write them down. It's preferable that you write down the answers to these questions. You'll be having to make 3 lists and then find something that matches in all 3 lists. So please write something down. Even if you already have a dream, this might be something to like help you confirm it or check it or review it. So please answer the questions.
What am I actually good at?
Do you see it? It's on the screen. Okay.
Something you're good at without even trying. Some ability that you were born with. A natural advantage. Okay, have you written down 1 or 2 of those? Great. Question 2. What makes me the happiest when I'm doing it?
Did you finish the first question? Oh, она делается. Is everybody finished? Yes? Okay, I'm gonna go to the next question. What makes me happiest when I'm doing it?
Now, this doesn't have to be something that you're good at. And yes, I want you to write down dumb things like watching Netflix and playing video games. Just anything that brings you joy when you do it. Question 3.
So what makes you happiest? So second list, what makes you happiest when you're doing it? Hmm? Is everybody finished? Okay, next question.
If money weren't an issue, what would I spend my time doing? What I mean is, what would you want to do to give your life meaning if you didn't have to work for a living? So now that you've written down all of these things,
If money weren't an issue, what would you spend your third question? If money weren't an issue, what would you spend your time doing? No more. Answer this question. Pearl, sit next to her and be quiet.
Yeah, so maybe you should be posting where you have the questions, so we can read it and write it. Do you understand?
Yeah, we're too late for that. Okay, are you done? Okay, can I play now?
look over the this amazing list and see if any of the answers for the 3 questions correlate. Maybe some things will look really obvious to you, or maybe you'll have to, think about it a little bit deeper. But what I don't want you to think is this. I mean, I found a match, but obviously I can't do that. Why not? Seriously, why not? Here's the thing. You were created with specific passions and abilities, and you need to explore those. You can't live your life scared of them all the time. I mean, I'm not even saying that it has to be your job, but who's to say it can't be? I mean, isn't the dream to get paid to do something you happily do for free? Why not work towards that? So either make money doing what you love, or make time to do what you love. Just make sure you spend time every day doing something you love. You have those passions for a reason. I dare say you have a responsibility to exercise them, okay? That way, the next time someone asks you this, you won't have to have an existential crisis. You might even have a little confidence. And you should feel very, very proud of yourself for that. You figured out more, right? Good job.
Okay, that's all. 3 questions to ask yourself before you die. Oh, blimey cow. I can write it down for you. Can someone? Okay. Huh? Okay. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Come here. I'm gonna put on the light. Видео закончился, так что... надо выключить свет. I put on the light. Oh, that thing. Nope. Okay. Getting better every day. Okay. Did you all understand the points of that video? Did it help you in any way? Yeah. Okay. So that was just for the people, just in case some people weren't sure about their dreams or goals in life. Now, when you have a goal in life or a dream, the dream is the main goal in life. You have many different goals. You have to get to the main big destination, which I call your dream. But when you have made up what your dream is, what you're going to do with your life, you have to pray about it. Because ultimately, whatever you want to do has to be what God wants to do with your life. And you have to keep praying about it, even if you're not sure if God's on your side or not. You have to keep praying about it so you'll be on his side and you'll have his blessing. And you also have to be aware that you might go through some unexpected changes, unexpected experiences along your way. Maybe you'll have a change of heart, a change of mind as you grow older, or maybe it'll seem impossible. But you have to keep going and you have to keep sticking by God's side. Maybe God wants you to try this out so that you'll do something different, and this experience will be helpful to you and mandatory in order for you to be better in your actual goal. Yeah. Okay. Now, for every and any dream, you need to have a motivation. Okay? Like something strong and meaningful enough to you to get you through. This can be, every person could have a different motivation. Some people might have the same motivation, but it has to be personal and applicable to you. Like, why do you want this? Why do you have this dream? Is it because of your friends or someone told you to do it, or because you actually want to do it? And yeah, the motivation, whatever reasons you decide, it has to be strong enough to motivate you when you don't want to do it, when you don't feel inspired, when you're tired, when you'd rather do something else. This motivation has to be strong enough to pick you back up, and it'll be one of your main anchors during hard and difficult times. Okay, so your goal, your dream, this is why you were born. This is your purpose. And it's very important that you fulfill that purpose because nobody else can do it. Even if other people have a similar dream to yours, they're not going to execute it and do it the same way that you are going to do it, which is why it's important that you do it. You have to make this your top priority, one of your highest priorities, because this is your life mission. Not like the deadline is your life and you don't know when it's going to end, but you have to make sure that you make a progress towards it every day, and this is what you're going to be known for. You have to be able to be willing to work as hard as you have to and to spend as much time as you can towards it. Yes? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So if you want to succeed, you're going to have to try to do whatever you want to do in a way that hasn't quite been done before, or approach it in a different way. Because I'm sure, as original, as unique as you are, maybe your dreams aren't. Maybe your dreams have been done before by other people. Maybe they're currently being done by other people. You have to give people a reason to pay attention to you, and you have to give yourself a reason what makes you stand out, what will make them want to pick you over others. You have to be different and better. You have to be open to advice, to different ideas, to some criticisms. You have to have an open mind and be willing to take different people's opinions and maybe check over them with your initial plan. You might have a plan. Some people might have some things to say, and you have to think about them. Don't just dismiss them all as hate or something against you. They might actually be trying to help you. Or even if they're not trying to help you, they might actually have a point that can make your thing better, that can make your plan to success better. So be sure to keep your ears open and be able to tell the difference between criticism and hate. And a way to make yourself successful is to look at people who have already done what you're achieving, what you're planning to do, and take notes for them. You have to try studying their history. How did they become famous? How did they become successful? Where's their background? It can be inspirational and it can teach you things. And you have to, again, remember to try to make yourself stand out and make yourself different. And through it all, through your planning and through your carrying out of your plan, you have to remember your motivations, why you're doing this. You have to remember that God comes first. And remember what you're trying to accomplish. Now, whatever your dream is, whether it can be whatever you want. It can be, maybe you want it to be your job. Maybe you want it to be just a hobby. But you have to make sure that you do it, and you have to make sure that it's impactful. You have to make sure that you stay true to your desire. So if, for example, you have a plan to be on stage, like to be a comedian or to be a performer, what is your goal? Why do you want to be a performer? Do you want to be a performer to share God's word, or do you want to be a performer to entertain people, or do you want to be a performer because it gives you satisfaction? And you also have to decide, like, do I want to be like world famous, or do I just want to be successful enough? You have to create your own definition for success. Like, how many people have to know about me? How many people have to like me? And of course, you can only keep going up, but you have to remember to be grateful and content and satisfied when you've reached what you wanted to accomplish. Mm-hmm. Yes, like I'm sure you've heard before in this History Makers program and in the book that we're reading, our life is a service. We have to serve others, and our dream is supposed to help and impact others. And trying to develop our skills and work on ourselves without sharing it with the world is kind of meaningless, because you are here for the world, you're not here for yourself. This is, like I said, one of your highest priorities. You have to make sure that you do it the best you can to make it the best that there is out there. And maybe that's another reason people will pick your work over some others, because yours is better, because yours has the more effort and more thought put into it and more is open to ideas. And there, of course, comes a time when you think you've practiced enough and you think it's time for you to step out into the world, put yourself out there, and to try to put it into the world. You have to get ready for immediate failures, because there's no such thing as immediate success. But also remember that failures is an absolute necessity. In fact, if you have an absolute success, then it might not actually be a success, because there's no success without failure. You have to be patient and persevere, because your time is coming, because it is blessed by God. There might be some very heavy times in life where it seems like everything that you've worked for has been for nothing, and you've made a huge mistake, and you don't want to get back up again, and you don't want to try anything ever again. But you have to move forward, even though it doesn't seem like, to have reason. Whenever you go through those hard, difficult times, remember that you just have to live through it. The only reason those times exist is for you to live through it, so that then when you're out of the woods, when you're done, you can look back and be better. You can look back and learn from what happened, learn from your time during the dark times, and live on with the knowledge and improve yourself and improve your works. And during those times, or even during good times, you might get offers, you might get ideas to try to be less hardworking, to be not so much focused on integrity, to maybe make this more for yourself and less for the world and less for God. But you have to remember your principles and don't compromise them, and don't feel that you deserve a break. Maybe you can be a little bit lazy, because there will be people who get what you want through dishonesty and through lying. When you've been like staying up all night, all week, and this is so much better, yours is so much better, but you don't get what you deserve because the world is unfair. But you do not turn into the world, because you're from the world but not of the world. And you have to keep going and know that even though this might seem unfair, God is on your side and you will have the final victory. Thank you.
Okay, come, Zoe. Don't go, man. Yes, stand. Stop. Okay, so what do we say to Zoe? Thank you. Okay, thank you, Zoe. That was impressive. I would like us to take questions, but unfortunately we have to start getting ready for the live show, Pastor Sunday's live show. So what we're going to do is, I believe you have questions. Do we have questions? No. Wow. That was fast. Okay, you have question, right? Yeah. Who else? Who else have question? Nobody has question. Really? Not even the video? Yes. Okay. So only 2 people have questions. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. I was expecting more. Because I like the presentation. I don't know about you. I'm not...
But it was wholesome. It doesn't need anything else.
Yeah. It was perfect, right? Okay. So Zoe, anybody that has questions can ask Zoe. She'll be at the back of the class, and you could ask her any question, okay? So once again, let's put our hands together for Zoe. Thank you. Yes.